Hey everyone, Gareth Leaf again. How's everyone doing? So I wanted to make this video. I'm gonna tell you guys where I am right now. I'm in it's called the Ampang Park, and it's not too far from the KLCC Petronas Towers. And yeah, there's the towers in the background. You can see it now. But I just want to make this video because again, I received another email. Actually, you know what? These emails that I receive are actually very good for me making content. This is, instead of just replying by email, I reply and let everybody know. But this one here that I received, it was just a quick and short one. And, paraphrasing, all the guy said was, don't you think you're being a little bit too hard on the U.S. businesses? And I read it over a few times, and I was like, okay, am I going to, reply? And I let it sit for a bit, and I said, I'm not going to reply. But instead, I'm going to make a video about it. So my question for everybody is, do you think I'm too hard on these businesses in the U.S. right now that are struggling? I know my answer on that. And if you guys don't know, it kind of reminds me of an article and video that I did a little while ago. I think it was in October, somewhere around there. But it was titled something along the lines of U.S. businesses are, what was it? It basically says something along the lines of U.S. businesses are the innocent victims here. I'll put a screenshot on the screen when I get home. And it went through a few businesses. I mean, if I remember correctly, it was talking about the liquor industry. It was talking about a golf course. Actually, that golf course guy that, tried to persuade us to come back with 3 freaking golf balls. And I'm a golfer. And, it's kind of insulting, to be honest. I mean, because the golf balls, if you guys don't know about this, this manager at a golf course basically thought it would be a good idea to give us 3 golf balls for coming back down. And on the golf balls, he had images of a Mountie, maple syrup, and a hockey stick. And when I first saw that, I was like, what the hell, man? First of all, golf balls are not going to get me back. And second, you're putting stereotypical Canadian things on golf balls, expecting that, oh, hey, I see maple syrup on a golf ball. I'm definitely going to come back. Or I see a hockey stick on a golf ball. That kind of shit's not going to make me come back, to be honest. And that just gets me more mad to be in. So, that guy was actually in this article and basically saying that he's an innocent bystander for all of this going on. Now, I have to always think, okay, bring up that question again. Who did you vote for? Now, I don't know off the top of my head who he voted for, but either way, it doesn't matter to me anymore. If he voted Republican and he voted for the Tangerine Tyrant, then I have zero sympathy for him. They get what they deserve. But if he didn't vote for him, then my stance on that is, okay, well, sorry this is happening, sorry. But, you should be talking to your fellow citizens, your aunt, your uncle, your family, your next door neighbor, everybody who did vote for the Tangerine Tyrant, and tell them to smarten up. So, let's put in an example. This guy was a Democratic voter, does not condone any of the stuff going on right now and whatever else, but the hell's going on my gimbal? Straight, okay. Let's say he didn't vote for everything that we're going through right now. It's not our responsibility in Canada to continue making sure that your business survives. If I recall, I think, I don't remember exactly where his golf course is, but it's along the border, and I remember saying that he's lost 50% of his business. Well, that's sad. Sorry. But, your country as a whole and the person that represents your country threaten mine. So, is this business owner innocent like others? maybe, but it's not our problem. And I'm kind of tired of seeing that. I mean, I've seen a lot of posts on Reddit where people are saying, yeah, my business is down, and I just wish the Canadians would come back. I didn't vote for this. I didn't, I don't condone any of this, which is great, but you're getting angry at Canadians for not coming back. You're getting angry at your own. Oh, I forgot to show you guys. This is like a street food market. I think it's closed today, and usually livens up at night. God damn this gimbal. But yeah, usually at night it'll liven up. There's a lot of food trucks and things like that. So maybe one day if I'm passing by here again at night, I'll show you guys. Businesses are not innocent in all of this. People in the United States are not innocent in all of this. And I don't want to upset anybody, any of my viewers that didn't vote for this. I mean, yeah, you guys are fighting for it and you support Canada and stuff, and it's not your fault. But, the anger towards Canada should be anger at your fellow citizens that did vote for this. And that's the demographic or the target that I'm trying to call out right now, is the ones that are basically blaming Canadians for their business being down. There was another one in the article. I think it was the ferries from Seattle to Victoria or something, or I can't remember offhand. I should have like another phone or something where I can actually read and research while I walk, but then again, I only have two hands and I can't do everything at once. But yeah, so what I was saying is that where am I? That's the Four Seasons. You look up right now, that's the Four Seasons Hotel. But yeah, I'm just trying to say that the businesses all over the United States are suffering right now, whether people want to admit it or not. And the way I see it, it's not my problem. It's not our problem. So to the original person that emailed, I understand your concern and I thank you for the email, but I'm sorry, I don't care, to be honest. The U.S. really needs to take responsibility for what they're doing, and that's on both sides of the aisle. If I'm talking specifically more on businesses, you have every right to be mad and angry. Another durian stand. If you guys haven't had durian yet, you'll smell it from a mile away. But yeah, what I was trying to say is, everyone has to take a responsibility for this. And I think a lot of Canadians, including myself, are starting to get really tired of this whole victim mentality that, every business is innocent. I mean, look at this title here. I'm gonna show it again. I'll make sure I make a note of it at home when I edit it. But these guys here, they think they're innocent in all of this. So I guess I have a question for everybody watching this right now. Am I being too harsh on these businesses? Or am I not being harsh enough? Let me know what you think. Because, this is actually a legit question. For me, I mean, I think with 15 months gone by, looking at like hundreds, maybe even thousands of different reports, I think lately I've just been getting to the point where I'm getting tired of the gaslighting. And, yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of glad I remembered this article that I did from back in October. Maybe I'll clarify a little bit more on it when I get home, because right now I'm just walking. I'm trying to remember from memory what was in the article, but I think I'll continue this video at home. And before I sign off, just another look at the Toronto Tower. I did a walk and talk video a little while ago, but I'm coming in from a different angle now, so I'm going more to this side instead of the west side from last time. So yeah, so let me continue this video at home. Alright, so I'm back at home right now, and I wanted to actually show some quotes from the article that I've been showing. And I'll read this out for anyone that's just listening, or also for the visually impaired. Virginia Distillery CEO Gareth Moore was bullish on his company's American single malt whiskey sales north of the border when 2025 kicked off. Sure didn't turn out that way. But then the demand crashed as century-long friendships between the United States and Canada broke down amid bruising feelings and President Diaper Don's threat to make Canada the 51st state. We were looking to triple the business. Instead, it collapsed to zero.
Moore told CNN on a phone interview. It was almost like suddenly the whiskey didn't taste good because it's where it's from. Well, for some, and people have posted it in my comments, it never tasted good to begin with. But it was cheap and readily available. But 15 months have gone by, and everybody else has made new habits to buy stuff that is not from the United States. But I think what this business owner needs to understand is that it's not about the product. You could have like the best whiskey product in the world, or the best wine, or the best beer. Best beer, that's funny. But what I'm trying to say is, it has never been about the product, and it's always about the people. And if the people are full of US exceptionalism, or trying to become the victim and blame everybody else, no matter how good your product is, I will have no problems dropping it. Back to the article. Canadian officials went so far as to ban American spirits from their shelves, a prohibition that still exists in many provinces today. Virginia Distillery is hardly the only American business caught up in the middle of this rocky US-Canada relationship. Now here's the part that actually kind of pisses me off. This was all about some ugliness that we're not a part of, Moore said. We're not in politics. We're just some guys in Virginia making good whiskey. Unfortunately, we're the victims. So let me ask everybody that's watching this video right now. Is this Moore guy, is he the victim? Is he not a part of this ugliness that's happening in the United States? Because as far as I'm concerned, every US business, doesn't matter which side of the aisle that they support, they're all responsible for this. Because you're part of the country that is causing all of this. And just because you say you don't follow politics or you're not in politics, it doesn't exempt you from being responsible for your government. If you voted for Diaper Don, you're 100% responsible. But if you didn't, the responsibility is not on Canada. And as I said in my last video, you should be getting angry at your aunt, your uncle, your staff that might have voted for him, your kids, your next door neighbor, your accountant, anybody that voted for Diaper Don. That's where your anger should be at. Stop playing the victim. Now, this next part actually talks about the golf course guy. I mean, I was talking about him on my walk, so I might as well, reiterate on what he said. On a normal year, roughly 70% of the daily golfers at Bluff Point Golf Course in Plattsburgh, New York are Canadian. Not this year. It's been a dramatic drop. It's very rare that we see someone pull into play that's coming from Canada, said Paul Dame, owner of Bluff Point Golf Resort, which is located 35 minutes from downtown Montreal. Canadian visitors by land to the United States have plunged 31%, and let's not forget, this is from October of last year, so it's even higher. So far this year, at the end of September, according to the most recent data from Statistics Canada, air travel by Canadians is down 13%. It's higher than that right now. Bluff Point Golf Resort has responded by cutting hours and staff among its housekeeping crew. Now this next paragraph, it irked me back then and it also irks me now. The tough thing for us is that it's nothing we've done. We've worked hard to grow our business and lure folks who want to come across the border, Dame said. Canadians just aren't happy. It's not economic policy. It's these hurtful things about their country. Now, credit where it's due. I will give Mr. Dame credit for actually identifying that it is about the hurtful things said about Canada. It is rare that we actually hear that, because most of the time we're hearing about tariffs and economic policies, exchange rate, some bullshit like that. So to actually say it is about the hurtful things, I'll give Mr. Dame credit for that. But I have an issue with you saying that it's nothing we've done. Because like I said, everybody in the United States is responsible for their country. There's a small group of US citizens that know they are the resistance, they're trying to fight back, and they know their country is a meth lab. Then there's a big group that basically says, oh, I'm not into politics, or I didn't bother to vote, or really don't care. You know, the ones that are searching for NBA playoffs, or who won the Kentucky Derby, or celebrity gossip when the world's going through a crisis right now because of the US. And then the last group, well, you got MAGA. I mean, I don't even want to talk about them. It's like a hockey team. I mean, you got your forwards, you got your defense, and you got your goalie. If your forwards and defense are doing their job, but your goalie sucks, then you're going to lose. And you can't say it's unfair because you're a team. Talk to your goalie. Don't blame the other team and say it's nothing that you've done. So getting back to the original question that I got by email. Do I think I'm being too harsh on these businesses? No, I don't. Because some of these businesses continue to play the victim in this whole thing. Saying that their sales are down, it's not fair, they're not into politics, they're not related to politics, and that they tried hard to lure us back. I know lure is a trigger word for a lot of us now. So to the person who emailed me, and I'm going to assume that you're from the US in the way that, the other stuff that you said. Also the fact that you said you're from the US. This is a perspective that I'm not sure you're understanding, or hopefully you understand now. I know it's tough to hear bad things about your country, but I think you should get used to it at least for the next 3 years, maybe even longer than that. Alright, I think that's all I got for this video, but I want to know your thoughts. Do you think I'm being too hard on US businesses, or not hard enough? Let me know in the comments below. I'm actually interested to see what everybody says. Alright, that's all I got for this video. My dinner's here, so I don't have the regular sign off. I'll catch you guys in the next one.